Good afternoon, race fans. The moment you've all been waiting for. The return of the PCSRA Foster Series live on YouTube as we welcome you to the Coca-Cola Super Speedway here in gorgeous Connecticut, as we like. Or no, Massachusetts. I'm sorry. This isn't Massachusetts, not Connecticut. I'm thinking about another track. But anyway, we're back. It has been a long time since we've had the Foster Series drivers here. And of course, if you didn't tune into our qualifying session here yesterday, Kaylee Rankin, driving for Colic Racing, is starting on the pole position alongside of Zachary Taylor. Then we have Cody Smart and Allison Liera making up row number 2. There is the starting grid right there. If you didn't see the qualifying results from yesterday, I will try to put the starting grid in the description after this video goes up. So that way you guys are happy and all that good stuff. So anyway, this is it. 42 drivers ready to go. We have 6 non-charter drivers that raced their way into today's event via the non-charter race. They are the 62, that is Desiree Voiles, the 86 of Eric Stanbury, sorry about the chair being a little bit noisy, the 49 of William Brock, let's see, who else? Ryan Bourne in the 28, Seth Cole in the 25, and then there was one other driver, I think I might have gotten them all. Yeah, I think I got them all, so yeah. So we have the 36 charter teams, 6 chartered, or non-charter drivers, sorry. And we're getting ready for 59 laps of racing here today. Now, in the non-charter qualifying yesterday, we didn't have fuel mileage come into play. Today, however, we're going to have fuel mileage come into the play as we're getting set for the running of the Coy Gibbs 400. The command has already been given as the pace car is going to roll off, and so are the 42 drivers. And somebody stalled, so we're going to have to do a restart because I want to make sure everybody rolls off pit lane. I don't know who that was. That was probably one of the Penske cars. And that might have been Kate Anderson, the 2. So we're going to go ahead and get an automatic restart so these drivers can roll off the grid. And there we go. Make sure everyone rolls off. Saw the final row, Nathan Orman and Lainey Fredrickson, who, by the way, I want to wish Lainey Fredrickson good luck in her new house in Norman, new group home in Norman. If you don't know where that's at, that's right near the campus of Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, which is the University of Oklahoma. So she's not too far away from the campus of OU. So there you go. These drivers have waited a long time. For some of them, they've been racing in the Monster Energy Series that you will see on this channel in 2023. Some of them we have not seen since 2017 or when we tried to do the series back in 2017, 2018. And for the 36 chartered teams that are in this field, if you win, you automatically qualify into the playoffs, providing you stay in the top 30 in the point standings. You know, the big question I always ask myself in this race, how are the new teams like Colic Racing, 2311, BJ McLeod's team, which I forgot the name of the team. How will those new teams, Trackhouse, how will they do in their debut? We're about to find out in 59 laps time. Ladies and gentlemen, I get to do this. All right, boys and girls, the Foster Series is back. Can I get a good old Coca-Cola? Yeah! We're racing. Oh, it's great to see this series back on the channel. Woo! That was my happy yeehaw. But anyway, we're underway in the 2023 Foster season. Going to take these drivers to get up to full speed. They were topping out at like 250, but that was like in a 27 car pack. Imagine with 15 extra drivers in this field. Of course, we've never raced here at Coca-Cola before with the next-gen car, so throw that into the conspiracy of what kind of racing will we see here today. In fact, most of the tracks that we're going to on the schedule, as Taylor leads the first lap, and Jared's going for, or that's Cody Smart, sorry. The 17 and the 6 both have the same paint scheme. So it's going to be hard to pick apart those two cars until I get some new schemes in. So, but as I was saying, we've never raced the next-gen car before. In fact, most of the races that I'm going to have coming up on this schedule, we've never raced the next-gen car. Oh, it was 33, 28, 49, 86, 62, 25. Those were the non-charter drivers. But anyway, because I still have my non-charter list over here. So, yeah. David Heller, one of the rookie drivers for Petty GMS Racing. That's another team that's never made an appearance before, which is GMS Racing. Now, they're in partnership with Richard Petty and have a two-car team. The 43 and the 42 both have charters. So how this series will work is that I have all the 36 charter teams. So if you exclude the 33, 28, 49, 86, 62, and 25, all 36 charter teams are locked in the show. The remaining 27 drivers will be racing in non-charter races to see who will be the 6 drivers that will be into every main event for the Foster Series. That is how the structure will work. And looky there, the caution is out for the first time today. Comes at the end of lap 3, going to lap number 4. I have a very suspicious feeling we had a wreck in. Looks like I see some skid marks in turn 2. Who was involved in this one? Lainey Fredrickson's back here. I don't know if she has any damage to that I think it's that built up nutrition bar Chevy. I see Scarlett Wallace is back here. Same with Remy Crimpton, Emmanuel Hartnett. I think the 7 may be the only one involved because she lost the draft. So let's take a look at the replay. Well, I was going to take a look at the replay, but I want to wait and see if we're going to have any pit stops in this before we go back to a replay. Anybody coming to pit road to play some fuel mileage? Because like I said, these drivers cannot make it 59 laps on a tank of fuel. So I'm checking to see if anybody's coming to pit road or not. If they are not, we're going to go ahead and jump back to look at a replay. And doesn't look like anybody's coming to pit road. It's probably a little too early to make a pit stop. I thought some drivers at the back of the field would take an opportunity to get some pit stops, but we'll check in a second. So it looks like nobody will come to pit road, and we're going to go ahead and jump back and look at a replay to see what happened. And yep, it was the 7. All right, let's see how this got started. Let's go to helicopter. Okay, so looky here. They are almost 4 wide there. Lainey Fredrickson's following Nathan Orman in the 24. Looks like to me, the 41, that's Scarlett Wallace. Who was that? That was Tori Gossett. So 3 girls got together. So there won't be any female abuse. So there's the contact there. And who were those 2 cars that just went down? That was Scarlett Wallace and Noah Platts. They went down to avoid the 7. And somehow, some way, we got away with a 1-car incident at Coca-Cola, which seems really rare to see that here. Because normally on the super speedway, you could see a big pileup, but good job to the 7 car. Got the car spun out, mashed the throttle, and looks like Lainey Fredrickson's going to continue in this race. So while we are under the yellow for the first time here today at Coca-Cola, the Toyota Camry pace car, the official pace car of the Foster series. Let me put my phone down so I can open my bottled drink, because I'm having a little problem with that. Also, you have to excuse me a bit, because if you hear me eating food, I do apologize, and I know I'm going to figure steal, in the words of Sean. So let me take a bite of my lunch. More like it. So let's give you the full field rundown. I don't think we've gotten the one to go green, but here's the full field rundown. David Heller is the leader. Shane Link is second. Quentin Moore is third. Zachary Fitzwater fourth, with Cody McGorvick rounding out your top five. Sixth is Zachary Taylor. Seventh, Cody Smart. Eighth is Seth Cole. Ninth is Jamie Pintor. Completing the top 10 is Nicholas Voiles. 11th, Ian Griffith. 12th, Heather Gallant, with Sean Art in 13th. 14th, Jessica Shelton. 15th is Caleb Hobbs. Chase Brooks is 16th. 17th, Allison Liera. 18th is Ryan Boyer. 19th is Jared Underhill, with Kaylee Rankin, our pole sitter, in 20th. 21st, Carla Sinat. 22nd, Desiree Voiles. 23rd, William Davis, with Sam Davis in 24th. Haha, the William brothers right together. Nathan the Superhero Orman is 25th. 26th, Kyle Langland. So the Hendrick teammates right there together. Daniel Witter, 27th. Jesse Art, 28th. Kate Anderson, 29th, with Jackie Tang in 30th. 31st, Paul Minnick. 32nd, Tori Gossett. 33rd, CJ Bracken. 34th, Eric Stanberry. It looks like Sam Davis has got a problem on his 11 car. We'll address that in just a second. 35th, Jalecia Kuzman. 36th, Rick Witt. 37th, Noah Platts. Rick Witt raced his way in. He was our non-charter winner yesterday. 38th, Remy Crampton. 39th, Emmanuel Hart. And at 40th is Scarlett Wallace. 41st, Lainey Fredrickson. And William Brock in 42nd. I think William Brock came to pit road while we were looking at a replay. But something is amiss on the FedEx Toyota of Sam Davis, because he was supposed to restart in 31st, excuse me. We'll have to update him on his condition when we go back to green, which we are going to go back to green because the lights are out on the pace car. Of course, this first restart is a single file restart. Nobody is a lap down. Everybody is running. Well, unless the 11 has a mechanical problem, we'll, like I said, update you on Sam Davis as far as that's concerned. These next-gen cars, as I talked about a little bit yesterday, if you weren't with us for the qualifying, or the non-charter qualifying and the qualifying show yesterday, these are 5-gear race cars. These cars were supposed to debut in last year, but due to the fact that the pandemic reared its ugly head, it was delayed to 2022. And of course, this is our first season with the next gen for the Foster Series drivers. And of course, with a single file restart, it's a lot easier versus a double file restart, as we're back to green as we start lap number 8. We'll get you an update on Sam Davis in just a second. Everybody was told you cannot pass to the left. You have to do all your passing to the right. And let's check on the 11 car. Oh, Jessica Shelton came to pit road. So did Sam Davis. Wonder if those two had a tire going down or something. That's probably why William Brock came to pit road. Whatever the case, that's a tough break for those drivers. They're going to need a yellow because they have lost the draft and they only have each other to draft. I'm starting to wonder if they're thinking if this race goes green to the end, they're thinking these drivers will have to make a pit stop. Because like I said, the fuel window for these drivers is 52 laps. Let me confirm that with you all. Survey says, yes, I am correct. I was right on the nose. So they're thinking if we go into a long green flag run, these drivers are going to have to make pit stops during the course of this race. As Sam Davis is now 1 lap down as he's trying to get back up to speed. This pack caught him at a bad time. So Sam Davis trying to get himself back up to full speed. What that did is held up the inside line led by Jesse Art. Have they already caught Jessica Shelton? The answer is yes. And Shelton is now 1 lap down as a result. Not sure why they came to pit road after coming to the restart, but again, maybe a pit strategy. You know, this is the first race with this next-gen car, so we don't know. Because remember, this is an impound race. Once you qualify, you can't touch the car, so until the first pit stop, which that's what Shelton and Sam Davis did. I don't know what was wrong with Sam Davis's car, but whatever the issue was, he is, I believe, up to full speed. Yes is the answer. So I'm not sure what was wrong with the FedEx Toyota. That is a tough break, however, for Sam Davis. And of course, all these drivers came into this race with high hopes of having themselves a good run. Same for the non-charter drivers. Unfortunately, wasn't meant to be, but like I said, still very early in this race. So what the 11 and the 9 need to have happen is this race needs to go clean and green. The last thing the 9 and the 11 do not need to see is a caution, because they'll be trapped a lap down, and that could really just screw their strategy out the window, if you know what I mean, as Cody Smart has taken the lead. Cody Smart driving the Fastenal Ford. Of course, his teammates driving the Fastenal Ford. So that's going to be a headache of that. Wait, is the 6 in the Fastenal? Let me double check to confirm that. Okay. There's Jared. So the only difference is the black is on the front of the 6 and the blue is on the front of the 17. Okay, so you can definitely pick those two Fastenal cars apart. Yeah, there's the black there. So the only difference is Jared has a black front end, whereas Cody has a blue front end. So they have the same colors, but flip-flop the front and the back on those two. So you can definitely pick those two cars apart, even though they are sponsored by Fastenal. Nick Voiles just got kicked up to the high side. David Heller is going for the lead, or going for second, rather, trying to get to Cody Smart for the lead. Tori Gossett looks like she's about to be in danger of losing the draft. Looks like she has lost the draft. Rick Witt's back here. So is Kyle Langland. Jalecia Kuzman's back here. Same with Emmanuel Hartnett. I'm seeing a lot of big teams back here. Noah Platts is back here. Remy Crampton's back here. Nathan Orman's back here. Wonder if this must be strategy, because you never know on a super speedway if and when the dreaded big one could strike at any point. Which that's always a common theme on a restrictor plate track here at super speedways. That's the word I was trying to think. Like David Gene Heller just took the lead there in the 43. Remember, David Gene Heller is one of the 36 chartered teams running every race this season. So if David wins this race, he has an automatic ticket into the playoffs, providing he remains in the top 30 in the point standings. Because remember, It doesn't matter how many wins you have. You need to make sure you're in the top 30 in the points by the time the regular season checker flag waves. That way your win could count towards a spot into this season's Foster Series chase for the championship, which will be 16 drivers, believe it or not. How would it be for David Heller to win as a rookie in this series? That would be a bruh moment. Especially Petty GMS Racing, as in its first year in the Foster Series as a partnership. How about the 78 of Live Fast Motorsports of Caleb Hobbs? That's funny. The 78 is outbeating the 4 car. I see Rick Ware Racing right there, about to pass an SHR car. Yes, this series is going to be a bro moment. That's Jamie Pintor in the 51. Imagine Rick Ware Racing wins this race. Everybody on my channel is going to blow up and say a big bro moment. Now, some people are going to ask me about Kaylee Rankin. Why does she have a rookie symbol? She did not complete a full season in the Foster Series that I know of. So she would still be eligible for Rookie of the Year. So there you go. Right now we have a huge bro moment. We have Petty GMS in the lead, Rick Ware Racing second, and then RFK Racing in third. Only in NR 2003 we see a massive bro moment. And I see that's Jessica Shelton. Oh, look out. Oh, we got a crash. Hard in the wall. Oh, this is the big one. This is the big one. Oh, no. Quentin Moore's upside down. Oh, my God. It is a sledgehammer wreck. Sean has wrecked the field. I see William Brock involved. Jalicia Kiesman. No doubt the caution is out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just had the dreaded big one. Oh my goodness me. And Tori Goss is going to gain a lot of positions as a result. Aw, poor Nathan Orman involved. Well, Ormy's off to a bad start, which is too bad. McGorvick's in it. Noah Platt, Seth Cole, Emmanuel Hartnett, Jalicia Kiesman, Eric Stanbury is in it. Jamie Pintor. This all started in the top 5. Ian Griffith's in it, Remy Crampton, Taylor, Desiree Voiles, Nick Voiles, both of the Voileses, Daniel Witter, so both of the 2311 cars, Jesse Art's in the garage, Quentin Moore is out. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just had the big one. And that all started in the 4th, that started around the top 3. My, oh my. Red flag, no doubt, is out. Jesse Art was involved. Well, you know what Sean always says on my channel, or sometimes when we're in the VC, time for me to wreck the field. Well, he just wrecked a ton of cars. Let's see how this got started. Let's go helicopter view. Yeah, it looked like the 51 came down on the 4. And nowhere for Jessica Shelton in the 9 to go. And these drivers take a hard hit in the wall. Zachary Taylor got in the back of, who was that? Who did Taylor just got into? That was Caleb Hobbs. How did Hobbs get through it? I don't know. And then the tractor just becomes block. And just nowhere for any of these drivers to go. Jesse Art got collected in this. Wow, the 47 just hit somebody. That was Daniel Witter. Oh, 19 got piled into this. I don't know if Sean Art made it through. Did Sean get through that in the 99? I think he did. No, he didn't. He was involved. I don't know if his little sister made it through. His sister, I don't know if his sister made it through. We're going to take it on board with Jesse Art. Jesse Art, last time by, was running in the 18th position. Let's go on board the Advent Health Camaro. You're going to see the wreck in front of her, and let's see how she saw this incident. Other than scraping a wall, looks like Jesse Art's going to continue on. She got held up by Allison Liera. Looks like she has a lot of damage to that machine. Next on board, we're going to go on board with Jared Underhill. See how Jared Underhill got collected see what Jared Underhill saw. Wow, nice wreck avoidance for Jared Underhill in the Fastenal Ford. See how Paul Minnick got collected in this mess. You're going to see the wreck in front of him, and he'll have nowhere to go. I believe he's the one that hit Sean. Yep. Ran the back of Sean, and a lot of damage to that colleague number 16. Boy, we're going to have a lot of drivers out of this one. A lot of drivers. And looks like we're coming to pit road for some pit stops here. Yep, David's going to lead the field to pit road. That was a huge wreck. And the bad news is, for Sam Davis, I don't know if he was involved in that incident or not, but this really screwed him over. We're going to have a lot of drivers out of the race. Yep, Minnick's out. We'll update you the drivers out of the race, and there are a lot of them. Our caution, our second of the day, really took out a lot of cars. There's Remy Crampton. Her day looks like to be done. Jalecia Kuzman. Oh, Ian Griffith. Locking up the tires as he's trying to drive away, and Remy Crampton nearly ran in the back of the Kroger Chevrolet. Jamie Pintor looks like his car came to a stop. I don't see any smoke coming on the back. I wonder if the fuel deal's gone down. Yep, Sam Davis was collected. So the two drivers who were trying to do pitch strategy, unfortunately for them, they are out of this race. And all these drivers that are retiring out of the race will have to go to the infield care center to be checked and released. But that took out a lot of drivers in this. I don't know how bad the damage is on Caleb Hobbs' machine. Let's look at the chase cam. Oh yeah, he's got no rear bumper on his NASCAR Ignition Xbox Ford Mustang. No front end on Allison Liera's car, so it looks like she's going to continue, but she's going to be really off the pace. As William Davis was on the apron for some reason, not sure why, and I don't know why Ormy's going side by side with Kayla Rankin. Yellow's out there, guys. Unless they're trying to get their spots back in line. I think that's what they're trying to do. I don't know why Kayla Rankin and Nathan Orman were going side by side for some reason, but okay. That's a tough break for a lot of drivers who really did not want to start off the season pretty much in the hole. Jesse Art surprisingly got through that, as we're going to wait for the updating of the score. And that looked like half the field right there, guys. Well, Sean, if you're watching this, the good news is you wrecked the field. The bad news is there's a lot of drivers that are out of this race. And when I say a lot of drivers, I mean a lot of drivers. Which will update you as we're going to go ahead and give you the full field rundown. David Hiller's the leader. Shane Lake second. Lainey Fredrickson, who spun out to bring out our first yellow, is third. Fourth, Cody Smart. Fifth, Kate Anderson. Sixth, Kaylee Rankin. Seventh, William Davis. Jarrett Underhill is eighth. Ninth, Rick Witt. 10th is Jesse Art. How she got through that wreck, I will never know. Nathan Orman, 11th. He's got a little hood buckle on his Exalta Chevrolet. How he survived, I don't know, especially with minimal damage to his car. Tori Gossett, 12th. Allison Liera, 13th. 14th, Kelsey Hobbs. And 15th, Scarlett Wallace. Noah Platts is 16th. That was it. Out of the race, and there are a lot of them. Boy, this is going to be a long list. Jackie Tang, Cody McGorvick, Jalecia Kuzman, the 16 of Paul Mennick. Let's see, the 8 of, let's do it like here, as we just got the one to go signal. Heather Gallant, William Brock, tough break for William Brock, Seth Cole, Chase Brooks, Sean Art, 25th, not the run he would have liked. Emmanuel Hartnett, Eric Stanbury, the 51 of Jamie Pintor, Ian Griffith, Remy Crampton, Zachary Fitzwater. That's a shame for Fitzy. He was super excited to come back for this series. Unfortunately, got taken out. That's too bad. Ryan Boyer, tough break for him, as he'll look to bounce back if he makes another start next time out. The 45 of Daniel Witter, so that's both of the 2311 racing cars. Desiree Voiles, Quentin Moore, Nick Voiles, Zachary Taylor, CJ Bracken, Carla Sinat, Kyle Langland, Sam Davis, and Jessica Shelton, who are all out of the race. That is a tough break for them. Wow. That was a 26-car pileup. Talk about, that was a huge wreck. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, that was called the big one for a reason. 26 drivers got taken out in that big wreck. All 26 drivers, thankfully, are okay. And they're currently in the Infield Care Center. I don't want to make a joke, but that was a big wreck. And not a lot of drivers left in this one. I think the top 10, top 11 drivers do not have damage, and we're not even at the midway point of this race, as we are back to green here at Coca-Cola. Wow. That's why I said the good news is Sean did wreck the field. The bad news is he got collected, and he and 25 other drivers are currently in the Infield Care Center. Boy, the Infield Care Center is going to be a busy place right now. But it is under the rules that if you do retire out of the race due to a crash, you will have to go to the Care Center. So at least they can go to the Infield Care Center to get checked and released, make sure they're okay. But hate to see a lot of good cars who we thought could be contenders for this race. A lot of good cars got taken out in that big one. Left us with an interesting sized field to win this race. Jarrett Underhill still in this lead pack. His teammate Cody Smart's there. Jesse Art, the only Art family member left in this race after her brother got involved in the big one. My, oh my. Kate Anderson, how in the world she got through the big wreck, I will never know. And Lainey Fredrickson, who brought out our first caution and started at the rear of the field. She's already in the top 10. So even though her teammate's out of the race, at least one of the Spire cars is in the top 10. So boy, I can't wait for the reactions of Cody Smart and Zachary Taylor and Sean to hear who won this race, because We're about to have a quote-unquote bra winner. How about Rick Witt, who made it into the race from the non-charter race? Could Rick Witt go for the sweep as he won the non-charter race here yesterday? I don't think these drivers will wreck again. I will be surprised if they do. As I'm going to move you over here. I'll go ahead and exit you out since we're already doing this race. My oh my. If I'm not mistaken, that took out all of the non-charter drivers with the exception of Rick Witt, who's running in third. So now if any of the non-charter drivers go to victory lane, since they're running in the non-charter races, or what I call the go or go home races, it would not be enough for them to make it into the top 30 in the point standings and have a win, if they do get a win this season, to count towards a spot into the playoffs. But they're just out here trying to get as many wins as they can. Boy, imagine we did a top 35. Good grief. There'd be a lot of drivers that would be in the danger zone. Zachary Taylor would have been one of them. Nick Voiles, CJ Bracken, Kyle Langland. I'm just naming off big teams. Had I done a top 35, I'm just naming off teams who would have to make the field next week. But since we are doing charters in the Foster Series, that'll be one less thing they have to worry about. But I know for Kyle Langland and Jessica Shelton, this was not the start of the season. Same for Sam Davis, because looky here, I'm looking at all of these big teams that are out of the race. I mean, that is all four of the JGR cars out of the race. Yeah, all four of the JGR cars are out. One colleague is out. One Penske car is out. One RCR car is out. 49 is out of Casey Kane Racing. Seth Cole is out. Let's see. Both of the Rick Ware Racing cars are out. So if everybody hates Rick Ware Racing, hooray for you. You're probably celebrating happiness. Let's see. As they're catching the 21 who's going a lap down. That's Noah Platts. Checking here at the drivers out of the race. That's both of the 2311 cars out of the race, the 23 and the 45. Let's see, I said one RCR car, the only Honda, which is Eric Stanberry. JTG Daughtery car is out. Let me see, how many SHR cars are still in this race? Allie is one of them, but she's off the pace due to the damage. And, oh, somebody's blown up. Somebody's gone in smoke. Up, that's Tori Gossett, so that's going to be both of the Front Row Motorsports out of the race. However, unlike Quentin Moore, that is a mechanical failure. And boy, we have turned this race into who's going to survive the longest. But as I was going through the field, that's both of, let's see, all four of the SHR cars, as that was a camshaft failure for Tori Gossett. Thankfully, she's going to still get a good result, despite all those drivers behind her out of the race from that big one. Let's see. The 10, the 4 are out. The 41 is continued on. So, 2 of the 4 SHR cars are out. And yes, all 4 of them were involved in that big one, as we're past the midway point of today's race. So as I said, both of the Front Row Motorsports cars are out of the race. Q-Man, due to the big one he was involved in, and Tori Gossett, well, the engine decided to give up the ghost on that number 38 machine. That's too bad. And this is going to set us up for who's going to survive the longest. Of course, Jessie Art, the sister of Sean Art, both are rookie drivers. Of course, Jessie Art You'll see how she did in the Buffalo Wild Wings series when those videos come out. Sean Art is a former Monster Energy Series winner. You'll see how he did in the Buffalo Wild Wings series as we are encountering the two SHR cars of Scarlett Wallace and Allison Liera. Of course, both of them are trying to get out of the way. I know they're off the pace and badly damaged, but they're trying to salvage what they can out of this day. And like I said, every point matters, whether if you're going to make the playoffs or not. And also, if you do make the playoffs, points will also still matter if you would be one of the 4 drivers getting eliminated or moving on to the next round of the playoffs when we get to the playoffs. But the good news for everybody is that all of those drivers that are out of the race, especially the full-time drivers I just mentioned, like the 11, the 48, the 5, the 11 and the 9, and the 42, you still have plenty of time to try to get a recovery. But for all those non-charter teams, they'll have to regroup to see if they can bounce back after a disappointing race here today. We're now down to, and like I said, and I was correct, we're down to only 10 drivers in this lead pack. Nathan Orman is still in this race, but like I said, with the damage he has, and same for Caleb Hobbs, they are going to be the next 2 drivers to go a lap down. All they have to do is just try to finish this race as best they can. Yes, they have a top 15. Yes, they're going to get off to a good start in the season, but it's better for you guys to finish the race than not finish the race and end up, like, saying 25th. I know it's not the run Nathan Orman and Caleb Hobbs wanted, but hey, a top 15 is better than, let's say, 32nd. Jared Underhill's lost the draft, so has Rick Witt, and I think all these drivers lost the draft because of lap traffic. So Rankin, Rick Witt, Shane Lake, and Kate Anderson, they're going to catch Jared Underhill. And then if we get some more lap traffic holding the leaders up like Noah Platts did, they can catch these two. So now it's like 2 5-car drafts. See if they can make up any time. And of course, after this race, you will see your point standings heading into next week's race, which next week we're going to Rockingham, North Carolina with these cars. And of course, it's the first time we've ever visited Rockingham, North Carolina with these cars, and we don't know how that race will play, especially with the next-gen cars. So, like I said before, you know, all these tracks that we're going to, we've never raced with the next-gen cars, so we have no clue, but I hope you guys are looking forward to the Subway 400. That will be, if I look at the calendar. Of course, today is November 8th, 2022. It will be sometime next week. I don't know what date next week. But I hope you guys are tuning into that. Of course, this Friday coming up, we'll be here at Coca-Cola again, as we'll have our coverage of our final elimination race for the Oreo Cup Series to find out who will be the 4 drivers that make it to the Championship 4 and who will be the 4 drivers that get eliminated from the championship. Which I don't think any of our Elite 8 drivers have been to victory lane, so there's still a possibility they could still get eliminated on Friday, and that will be an 11 a.m. start. And then after that race is done up on YouTube, we will have our Veterans Day race. That will be from the Todd Ring circuit. That will be a lot of fun. Hope you will tune in for that. It will be a 30-lap event over at Todd Ring in Pennsylvania. As Jesse Art has passed Laney Fredrickson. Lainey Fredrickson driving for Spire Motorsports. Trackhouse Racing is where Jesse Art is driving for. Of course, she and her brother Sean are not only brother and sister, but they are also teammates, which I find it a little awkward, but hey, it's okay. Hi to the one person watching this stream. I think I know who the one person is. If I had to take a wager guess, it would be probably Senor Sean. If not, I'm going to be incorrect. But hey, I'm making an educated guess. If you just joined us, you're watching the PCSRA Foster Series, the season opener for the 2023 season. I canceled the 2022 season due to time restraints. Oh, hi, Fitzy. Yeah, the Foster Series. Oh, look out, Allie. That was close. Allie nearly took out David Jean Heller. Boy, that would have been female or male abuse. I'm sorry. By the way, Fitzy, you're driving the 4 car because I just put you in because 1, you're the best Aussie in the world, and 2, that was the only ride I was going to put you in. But sadly, you're out of the race in 31st after you got caught up in the big one, which started right around the 2nd position, as they have just now lapped Caleb Hobbs and Nathan Orman. So even though these two, the 24 and the 78, are badly damaged, at least they're still continuing on and still going to salvage a good result, even though they're badly damaged and off the pace. So we've had 2 cautions, one with the 7 of Lainey Fredrickson spinning off turn 2. Oh yeah, super speedway curse. Hello, laughing my ass off. Yep. But at least Fitzy knows he is a full-time driver and he can definitely bounce back next week. Oh, look out! David Jean Heller in the wall! Jesse Art got collected! Oh, no! Oh, Jesse Art's flipping! Caution is out! Oh, they're still wrecking! That was Cody Smart! What was that all about? What was that all about? That was uncalled for. Wow. That was definitely a Kevin LePage. That was uncalled for. And Kaylee, boy, and Lainey Fredrickson's going to be the leader because Cody Smart is damaged. What was that all about? That was really ridiculous. 3rd caution of the race, tough break for David Jean Heller. Yeah, and Fitzy called it. Well, that's not only a Kevin LePage, that's male abuse for Scarlett Wallace. And poor Jesse Art got collected in this. My God, did they hit that into the pit wall? Boy, Jesse Art went for a wild ride. Let's see. Let's go to TV2. This should give us... Oh, and nowhere for the 12 to go. Oh, David just missed the end of the pit wall. Oh, David got very lucky. Yeah, if you think this race has been bad, wait till you see the race on Friday in the Oreo Cup Series. But look at that one car just go side over side, end over end. That's a tough break for David Jean Heller, who looked like the driver to win this race, and Jesse Art just got caught up because somebody just wasn't paying any attention. But what happened to Cody is what I can't figure out, is he got contacted by the 12 car. Oh, I see what happened here. Cody was trying to avoid the 21, and he commits female abuse by putting my girlfriend in the wall. Why am I not surprised? And Caleb Hobbs gives a shot to the right side of the 17. So now I gotta go through Cody off a mountain for putting my girlfriend in the wall. GG. Oh man, and then the 12 just sideswipes the 17. That was William Davis who sideswiped Cody Smart. Boy, I was thinking the Foster Series was going to be great. Good God, I didn't expect tempers to be flaring this early. And it's only race 1, people. This is not a short track race like Martinsville, for God's sakes. God, we've already got tempers flaring and we're not even one race in the season. Well, this young lady has some explaining to do after the race. And Kaylee Rankin won the battle up pit road, which also was going to answer my next question because these drivers pitted back when we had the big one under the second caution and unfortunately took out a bunch of drivers. God damn it, Nathan Orban's going to get a top 10 out of that. Nathan Orban has either got a golden horseshoe stuck inside of his race car or he's damn lucky or something. Whatever the case, he just got a top 10 out of that. Oh, David Heller's not going to be happy with Scarlett Wallace after that. I don't think the officials will either. And Cody Smart crossed the line leading the race. As Scarlett Wallace is going to continue. I bet you Cody's probably not going to be happy with William Davis after that. So we already got tempers flaring. And as I said, we're not even the first race in the season, boys and girls. Oh, I didn't tell you who were your teammates. That was another thing. You have Emmanuel Hartnett, you have Ali Lira, and here's the insult. That was Allison Lira's teammate, Scarlett Wallace, who caused that wreck. GG. David Heller's out of the race. Looks like Scarlett Wallace has continued on. So we still have 2 of the 4 SHR cars still in the race. Of course, Fitzwater is out of the race. And the 10 of Emmanuel Hartnett is also behind a wall because he was involved in that big one that caused a whole lot of cars. Normally, I would be blaming Sean on that, but because it's the first race of the season, I'll give Sean the benefit of the doubt. Even though he is Mr. Time for me to wreck the field. Good God, this is almost a repeat of the Daytona 500 back in 2016, where we had drivers as, I don't know what the 31's doing to the 21 there. Tempers flaring between these two for some reason. Well, that was interesting. Not sure why Kaylee Rankin is mad at Noah Platts for some reason. That's something I'm trying to question. And Nathan Orman somehow just got himself back on the lead lap. How? David Heller's got a golden Nathan Orman's got a golden horseshoe up his butt or something. Whatever the case, after the wreck, David Heller, Jesse Art, and William Davis, unfortunately, out of the race. They joined the following. Tori Gossett, Jackie Tang. Yes, Tang was involved in the 26-car pileup. Cody McGorvick, Jalecia Kuzman, Paul Mennick. Heather Gallant, William Brock, Seth Cole, Chase Brooks, which is both of the Rick Ware Racing cars. And now with Jesse Art out of the race, that's both of the Trackhouse cars out of the race. Sean is out. Manuel Hartnett, Eric Stanbury, Jamie Pintor, that's a big ouch for him. Ian Griffith, Remy Crampton, Fitzy, Ryan Boyer in the 28, Cody McGorvick in the 45, Desiree Voiles, Quentin Moore, Nick Voiles, Zachary Taylor, CJ Bracken, the 42 of Carla Sinat, the 48 of Kyle Langland, Sam Davis, and Jessica Shelton, who have already been in the garage area for quite some time. Thankfully, all these drivers were checked and released from the care center. And yes, don't adjust that TV set just a sec. That is your leader, Kaylee Rankin. And she was your pole sitter for today's race. Imagine Colic Racing goes to victory lane in this series. Everybody in my chat is going to blow up with a BRUH. course, I still will finish the DRL Red Bull GT series. I'm doing that series and this series since I've already got all the races recorded for Coca-Cola Truck Series, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Monster Energy Series, which will be ready to go for next year. I've been trying to get those dated. And then I've been trying to work on 2024, so I've been trying to get ahead. Also, I didn't realize we were going to have the heat races for the Eldora special event coming up either tomorrow or on Friday, because I'm going to be really busy with work. So, Kate Anderson currently leads for Penske Racing. Imagine if Kate Anderson pulls an Austin Cindric from the Daytona 500 earlier this year, which would be a bra moment. Shane Lake currently in second. How about Rick Witt in third? A go or go homer, may I remind you. He's also going for the sweep. Kaylee Rankin was trying to go underneath Lainey Fredrickson. Of course, Kaylee Rankin, Denisa Quentin Moore, Lainey Fredrickson, who is my girlfriend, if y'all don't know that, or if you've been sleeping under a rock. Jarrett Underhill still in sixth. Nathan Orman is seventh somehow. And Cody Smart is now eighth, with Caleb Hobbs ninth, and Scarlett Wallace in 10th. And Scarlett Wallace has been summoned to the Foster Series trailer after the race for a discussion with the officials on why Kevin LePage, David Jean Heller, which that's not a big surprise to any of us. I wonder if Annie Thomas is going to go ahead and get the kangaroo ready to spank Scarlett Wallace or something. And speaking of Annie Thomas, she is driving the pace car, for those of you that didn't know. And of course, Annie Thomas looking forward to see how she does in 2023. Of course, she'll be driving a Hyundai Sonata. And of course, you will see her, as well as everybody else, when the Monster Energy Series Clash comes out, as well as the other races. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the races for Coca-Cola Truck Series, Buffalo Wild Wings Series, and Monster Energy Series. Yes, I got the seasons all recorded. They're all on the private list. And going to a lot of new tracks. In particular, trucks in Buffalo Wild Wings Series have never been to tracks like... I'll go ahead and give you the little rundown. They've never been to Brazil, which all three series will be there. They've never raced at... Buffalo Wild Wings has never raced in Japan, and either is Truck Series. I may end up taking the Foster Series to Twin Ring Motegi this year. Keyword, may take them. As Kate Anderson leads, we're inside of 10 laps to go, so if we get another restart, we will have a single file restart. As Rick Witt leads. How would it be for Rick Witt, a non-chartered driver, aka a go or go homer, comes into this race and wins the season opener? That would be a bro moment. That also means I have to find out who's going to be getting the first recipient of the quote, in the words of that Adam Sandler deal where he says the words, "you blew it." I wonder who's going to get the first recipient. If I had to take a wager guess, I would probably have to say David Heller. But I could be wrong because 9 times out of 10, Score 4 tells me otherwise. I know it's not going to be Jesse and Sean. Let's get that right. I think it's going to be one of those PCSRA people. But I could be wrong. And of course, we'll have Triple P coming out soon. I just don't know when. And looky here, lap traffic, as they're going to go ahead and get around the 21 of Noah Platts. Of course, Platts used to be called Veronica, but I believe Platts is one of 2 transgender drivers in the field, which, if y'all didn't know, of course, Noah Platts used to be called Veronica Platts, but she's now, but because of the fact Platts went from a gal to a guy, and just like how Allie used to be a guy known as Johnny Gardner to now Allison Liera, marks it the first time ever in Foster Series history we have had 2 transgenders take the green flag, which, that's an awesome accomplishment. As Kate Anderson currently the leader. And, of course, if any of these drivers go to victory lane, they would be in the playoffs. Of course, the 33 would be outside the top 30 in points. Even if he goes to victory lane, it would not be enough for the 33 to go into the playoffs. But it could mean the 33 could still be in the All-Star race. Keep that in mind. And this race kind of reminds me of the 2016 edition of the Daytona 500 when Timmy Turner won the race, and we only had less than 10 cars finish the race. Try 5 cars that finished the race, to be exact. We're already on record to having more cars finish this race in the season opener than what we had in the 500 back in what was it, February of 2016. And speaking of Timmy Turner, you will see him as well as the other Monster Energy Series drivers. I'm still trying to get used to the real drivers in Foster's and the drivers like Turner, Tutu, and all that in Monster Energy. It's going to take me a while getting used to that as we get into the 2023 season. In fact, this is the only series out of the 4. Of course, I've already done the AutoZone Amateur Series races, which, in case you all didn't know, I am bringing the AutoZone Amateur Series back, regardless what Elijah says. And you'll see their season opener in January, which is less than a couple of months from now. Or less than 2 months from now. I'll have to look at the date. As far as that's concerned, so we're coming down to 3 laps to go. Boy, Kate Anderson has been really impressive. Of course, yes, we had 26 drivers get taken out in the big wreck, and I was really hoping we would have had more drivers still in this battle for the win. But hey, we have, a Penske leading, Colleague Racing. We have the 33, which I don't know what team I need to put this under. If I had to take a guess, I'd probably say Richard Childress Racing. Shane Lake's still in this race. Spire's still in this race, somehow. And Jared Underhill out of RFK Racing. Imagine if the 6 car who didn't go to victory lane that just in the NASCAR Cup Series that just finished up this past weekend goes to victory lane in this series. That means Jared Underhill is going to give the big bird to NASCAR officials. That would be funny as hell. As guess who? Miss LePager, ready to see if she's going to LePage somebody as we're down to 2 laps to go. And looks like it held up the 2 of Kate Anderson. After this race, I will put the point standings in the Discord, the PCSRA Discord. And if any of you have not joined the PCSRA Discord, the link will be down in the description after the starting grid gets put in. So you'll see where you guys stand as far as that's concerned. It's like wherever you finish, unless you led a lap for obvious reasons. If you led a lap, you will just get more points than the other one. So just pointing that out. White flag in the air for Rick Witt. As here comes Noah Platts. Looks like Platts will decide who's going to win this race. Look out, that was close. Platts nearly did the same thing the 41 did on our 3rd caution. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Can these 2 ladies do anything to catch up to Rick Witt? But they got Cody Smart to deal with. Uh-oh. This could get interesting. Rick Witt A part-time driver coming out turn 4, and Rick Witt is gonna win the season opener for the PCSRA Foster Series as a go or go homer. Oh my goodness. Who had that on their bingo card list? Not me. And Rick Witt denies any of the full-time drivers a spot into the chase for the championship. Wow. Waiting for the standings to get official because Cody is yet to cross the start-finish line. What a crazy start to the season. And we're just getting started for the 2023 season. All right, standings are official. Hallelujah. I'll just do this. PFSR 1. That stands for Foster Series Race 1, but you get the picture. Rick Witt is the winner. Lainey Fredrickson. How about that? From worse to almost the win, but a second will do for her. And of course, with Rick Witt not going to be, if Rick Witt fails to qualify next week, Lainey Fredrickson would actually be the points leader, which everybody is a little shocked about that. Kayla Rankin is third, Kate Anderson fourth, Shane Lake gets a top 5 and fifth. Then it was Jared Underhill, Cody Smart, the last car on the lead lap. Nathan Orman, Kelsey Hobbs, and Scarlett Wallace completing the top 10. Allison Liera and Noah Platts also finished the race. Everybody else out of the race. 3 cautions, and we had only 12 drivers finish this race. 30 of them in the garage. Well, that was an interesting start to the season. Congratulations to Rick Witt. He will be the points leader, but we all know as far as the chartered points lead, it would be Lainey Fredrickson, which a lot of people are shocked about that, including myself here in the booth. But that's going to do it from Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Hope you enjoyed this wreck fest, as you will, of this race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown your full finish results. You will see your rookie points and your overall points in the Discord on the PCSRA heading into next week at Rockingham, North Carolina. But until Rockingham, North Carolina, I've been Daniel Voyle signing off. And you have been watching another broadcast of PCSRA TV, the best center racing around the world since 2017. Goodbye from Coca-Cola Super Speedway.